Dear students, today my topic is conjunctiva and the diseases of conjunctiva. Some anatomical facts. Conjunctiva is a thin mucous membrane covering the surface of the anterior part of the eyeball, which is called bulbar, and the inner surface of the eyelids and the margin of the eyelids, which are called palpebral. Palpebral conjunctiva is firmly adherent to the lid, but bulbar conjunctiva is loosely over the sclera except near the limbus, where the cornea and conjunctiva merges. Parts of the conjunctiva. Palpebral, it has three parts: marginal, tarsal and orbital. And bulbar, it has two parts, one is scleral and another is limbal. And the junction of palpebral and bulbar is called conjunctiva of the fornix. This is the diagram showing different parts. Layers of the conjunctiva. From superficial to deep. Superficial layer is epithelium, which is mostly stratified squamous. Then adenoid layer, loose connective tissue containing leukocytes, and fibrous layer. There are some glands in the conjunctiva also. Those are glands of Krauss and glands of Wolfring and goblet cells. Blood supply, which is richly supplied by the vessels, anterior conjunctival artery, which is a branch of anterior ciliary artery, and posterior conjunctival artery, branch of peripheral arcade of the lid. Lymphatic drainage into preauricular and submandibular nodes. Nerve supply branches from ophthalmic and the maxillary division of the trigeminal nerve. Now, clinical features of the conjunctiva. Conjunctival disorders. What is hyperemia and what? There are two types of hyperemia in the conjunctiva. One is conjunctival hyperemia and another is ciliary congestion. Conjunctival hyperemia is more towards the palpebral part, fornix and peripheral part of the bulbar conjunctiva, fades towards the limbus. In contrast, in ciliary congestion, there is marked congestion around the cornea, which is also called circumcorneal congestion. The hyperemia due to conjunctival congestion is light in color. In contrast, in ciliary congestion, the congestion is dusty lilac. Acute hyperemia by some irritants like foreign body, fumes or acute infection. Next is chronic congestion by chronic infection or irritation or allergy. What are the symptoms of conjunctival diseases? Number one is irritation. Usually pain is rare unless the lid is severely inflamed. More of a foreign body sensation or grittiness or tightness of the lid are the main symptoms. There are four types of discharges. Number one is serous or watery due to viral infection or irritant. Number two is mucoid, sometimes stringy or ropey due to allergic inflammation. Mucopurulent due to bacterial infection. Purulent also due to bacterial infection like gonococcus. Sign. Inflammatory reaction. There are two types of inflammatory reaction. One is follicle and another is papilla. What is follicle? These are yellow-white round elevation, small 1 to 2 millimeter in diameter, localized aggregation of lymphocytes in subepithelial adenoid layer. It is found in trachoma or any viral infection. Next is papilla. These are hyperplasia of the normal vascular system with glomerulus like branches of capillary growing into the epithelium. This is typically found in vernal conjunctivitis. Next is subconjunctival hemorrhage. This is due to rupture of small vessel in the conjunctiva. Usually benign, margin is clear cut, no symptom like irritation or discharge. Spontaneously it goes within 2 to 3 weeks. Causes are trauma, spontaneous in elderly, in those patients with hypertension, strain like chest trauma, chronic cough or whooping cough, rarely blood dyscrasias. Treatment: observation and reassurance. Usually takes time to clear, about 2 to 3 weeks. Placebo eye drops like lubricant or tear substitute may be given. If recurrent, search and treat the cause. Conjunctival chemosis. Edema of the conjunctiva is called conjunctival chemosis. Acute inflammation. Gonococcal conjunctivitis, insect bite, orbital cellulitis. Number 2. Obstruction to circulation. Orbital tumor, impending venous congestion or orbital tumor which causes obstruction to lymphatic drainage. Systemic condition like nephritis, anemia, urticaria, angioneuritic edema and lymphoma. Next is conjunctivitis, that is inflammation of the conjunctiva. Number 1 is infective, number 2 is allergic. Infective conjunctivitis, one is acute, another is chronic. Acute usually resolved within 4 weeks. Chronic, it lengthens more than 4 weeks. Etiology of acute conjunctivitis: bacterial, viral and fungal. Bacterial conjunctivitis, it is usually acute onset, redness, irritation, mucopurulent discharge, stickiness of the eye, especially getting up from sleep. Both gram positive and gram negative are responsible. Corynebacterium, diphtheria, gonococcus, haemophilus, etc. Pneumococcal conjunctivitis, more chemosis, small ecchymosis and a membranous film over the palpebral conjunctiva. Difference between pseudomembranous and membranous conjunctivitis. Pseudomembranous, it is greyish-white membrane covering the palpebral conjunctiva, peels off easily without much bleeding. Classically in pneumococcus, streptococcus, staphylococcus, E. coli infection, but actually found in any milder infection. True membrane, peels off with much difficulty, if at all, leaves a raw area of bleeding. Classically described in diphtheria conjunctivitis. Management of bacterial conjunctivitis. Usually no microbiological investigation is needed unless not responding. Broad spectrum antibiotic eye drop like quinolones, chloramphenicol or tobramycin. Tobramycin in children. Frequently, usually depends on the severity, 4 to 8 times daily. A broad spectrum antibiotic ointment at night to prevent sticking together of the eyelids and for night coverage. No steroid in infective conjunctivitis. Gonococcal conjunctivitis. It is nowadays very rare. It is a sexually transmitted disease. Hyperacute features: hues, chemosis, frank purulent discharge, very early corneal involvement and perforation. Drug of choice is quinolones. Gonococcal conjunctivitis management: hospitalization, systemic therapy, injection ceftriaxone 1 millimeter, injection ceftriaxone intramuscular 1 gram single dose. In corneal involvement, IV ceftriaxone 1 gram BD for 3 days. Topical quinolones, saline irrigations to remove the discharges. Membranous conjunctivitis. In children who are not immunized, should be treated as diphtheria. Topical penicillin freshly made from injectable preparation. Systemic penicillin, injection of antidiphtheric serum and removal of the membrane is discouraged. Ophthalmia neonatorum. Mucoid, mucopurulent or purulent discharge from one or both eyes within first month of life. This is the chart. Time of onset, etiology and treatment. Within first 48 hours, it is usually due to chemical or gonococcus. 48 to 72 hours, other bacteria. 5 to 7 days, herpes simplex virus 2. More than 1 week, chlamydia trachomatis. Nowadays, chlamydia trachomatis is free from India. Viral conjunctivitis. Adenovirus. There are two specific disorders. One is epidemic keratoconjunctivitis, another is pharyngoconjunctival fever. Herpes virus, picornavirus, and molluscum contagiosum. In picornavirus infection, there is hemorrhagic conjunctivitis. Epidemic keratoconjunctivitis. It is epidemic, rapidly developing follicular conjunctivitis, often bilateral. The discharge is serous in pattern. There will be lead edema, pre-auricular lymphadenopathy, occasionally subconjunctival hemorrhage, and membranous conjunctivitis. Sometimes, usually after 7 to 10 days, corneal involvement may occur, which is superficial punctate keratitis or subepithelial infiltrates. Management: antiviral drugs do not work. Some broad spectrum topical antibiotic to prevent secondary infection. Lubricant eye drop. Steroid eye drops in severe membranous conjunctivitis to prevent symblepharon or sometimes in subepithelial infiltrates involving the visual axis. Herpes virus infection. Often the primary manifestation of herpes. Usually in young children, vesicles in the lid margin, acute follicular conjunctivitis, periauricular lymphadenopathy, corneal involvement sometimes present, reduced corneal sensation, antibiotic and lubricating drops are the mainstay of treatment. If there is corneal involvement, acyclovir should be given. Next is angular conjunctivitis, typically due to Moraxella lacunati, but may be due to Staphylococcus also. Discomfort, mild mucopurulent discharge. Congestion typically at the intermarginal strip, especially near the inner or outer canthus. congestion of adjacent bulbar conjunctivitis, mild excoriation of the skin like scuffles at the inner and outer palpebral angles due to some proteolytic enzymes. To reduce the inflammation and the action of this proteolytic enzyme, zinc preparation may be used. May be chronic if left untreated. Treatment: eye drop or ointments containing zinc with, which inhibits proteolytic ferments. Tetracycline ointment 3 times daily for 7 days. Chronic conjunctivitis. Unilateral causes are chronic dacryocystitis, concealed foreign body, especially in upper fornix, and malingering. Chronic conjunctivitis, bilateral, due to trachoma, now is not found in our country. Granulomatous conjunctivitis, due to leprosy, tuberculosis, cat scratch fever, Perino's oculoglandular syndrome, lymphogranuloma venerum, and ophthalmia nodosa due to caterpillar hair. This is maybe unilateral or maybe bilateral ophthalmia nodosa. Trachoma, once a significant blinding disease in India, endemic in some areas, more often in children, contagious by flies, fingers, and fomites. Both conjunctiva and corneal epitheliums are involved. But today, India is free from trachoma. So, you should not read trachoma very vividly. These are the pictures, signs, trachoma scarring, WHO grading of trachoma, safe strategy of management, antibiotic therapy. Next is allergic conjunctivitis. Acute or subacute allergic catarrhal conjunctivitis, vernal conjunctivitis, and flictenular conjunctivitis. Acute or subacute catarrhal allergic conjunctivitis is not very important. These are the signs and symptoms, causative agents. Next is vernal conjunctivitis, which is also called spring catarrh. It is a recurrent bilateral conjunctivitis, usually seasonal, starts in springs or in our country in summer and subsides in rainy season and winter. Young boys are commonly involved. Family history or history of atopic is common. It is due to type 1 hypersensitivity, hence hypersensitivity reaction, that is IgE mediated, accompanied by eosinophilia. Hypersensitivity to pollen and other atmospheric allergens, exogenous allergens. Symptoms: severe itching is the hallmark, mucoid or ropey discharge, some photophobia and lacrimation, usually self-limiting as child grows but sometimes persist. Usual duration of is about 4 to 8 years. Sign: there are two typical forms. One is palpebral and another is bulbar, and it may be mixed also. Palpebral type: everting the upper eyelid, there will be hypertrophied papillae, mapped out like polygonal raised area, sometimes like cobblestones. may be in lower palpebral conjunctiva also. Eosinophil in conjunctival secretion. Bulbar or limbal variety. It is more commoner. There is gelatinous or nodular thickening of the limbus, white dots containing eosinophils, and epithelial debris, which is called Horner Trontus dots. Yellowish or dirty discoloration of conjunctiva. This is the picture. There may be corneal involvement, fine diffuse superficial punctate keratitis. In severe case, there may be a sealed ulcer. Treatment: cold compress, antihistaminic eye drops like chlorpheniramine, agilastine in milder forms, steroid eye drops like prednisolone, fluoromethanol, or loteprednol, frequently for 2 to 3 weeks. Mast cell stabilizer for prophylaxis, that is cromolyn sodium or olopatadine. Subtarsal injection of Kenacort in severe cases. Usually assurance is the mainstay of management. Other elements used are tear substitute, mucolytic like acetylcysteine, corneal lesion. If there is corneal lesion, steroid eye drops, tear substitute, or amniotic membrane transplant in severe cases. Next is plictenular conjunctivitis. This is a allergic type of conjunctivitis due to endogenous toxin. Classically tubercular bacilli, more commonly Staphylococcus, Streptococcus, or some worms. Symptom: discomfort, irritation, redness, and discharge, frequently associated with mucopurulent conjunctivitis. There is a small or multiple nodule which is white in color, surrounded by congestion around the limbus. May be necrotic and ulcerate later, but heals without scarring. Adjacent cornea may be involved with infiltration and vascularization. Treatment: topical steroid is mainstay of treatment, 4 to 6 times daily. Antibiotic eye drop if associated with mucopurulent conjunctivitis. Systemic examination to exclude tuberculosis or other infection. Corneal involvement, cycloplegic are added. Next is conjunctival degenerations. Number 1, concretion. Number 2, pinguicula. And number 3, pterygium. Concretion: minute hard yellow spots in palpebral conjunctiva, accumulation of epithelial cells and inspissated mucus in depression called crypt of Henle. If projected above the surface, may cause foreign body sensation. If symptomatic, removed with a needle and tear substitute is added. Pinguicula: triangular patches on conjunctiva besides limbus. In people exposed to sunlight, dust, and wind. These are hyaline infiltration and elastotic degeneration of the submucous tissue. No treatment is usually necessary unless inflamed. Topical non-steroid anti-inflammatory drugs or weak steroid may be used. It is said to be the precursor of pterygium. Pterygium. This is a degenerative condition of the subconjunctival tissue. Proliferates as a triangular vascular band from the inner or outer or rarely both canthi into the cornea. It is present in the interpalpebral region. 3 parts: head, neck and body. Numerous punctate opacities present in front of the head or apex. Loosely adherent to the underlying sclera for the whole length. This is the diagram. There are 2 stages. One is progressive, thick, fleshy mass and vascular, and another is stationary or atrophic, thin, little vascular or membranous. If not treated, sometimes moves into the corneal central part, destroying the Bowman's and superficial stroma covering the pupil. Symptoms: cosmetic blemish, visual disturbances if encrosses the pupil, astigmatism if the fibrotic band pulls the corneal curvature, distorting the surface. Diplopia rarely. Management: early observation. If progresses about 2 mm into the cornea, then surgery is recommended. Excision of the pterygium with a limbal conjunctival autograft is the operation of choice. It reduces the percentage of recurrence. Previously, excision with a Beer-Sclera technique are used. No longer recommended for high recurrence. If there is recurrence, most common postoperative complication is recurrence. If there is recurrence, re-excision with PAR or postoperative local application of mitomycin C or thiotepa. Sometimes beta radiation may work. Next is conjunctival cyst. There are 3 types of cyst: lymphatic cyst, implantation cyst and parasitic cyst. Next is conjunctival tumors. There are some benign tumors and there are some malignant tumors. Benign tumors: nevus, dermoid, dermolipoma, papilloma, pyogenic granuloma. Malignant: squamous cell carcinoma, malignant melanoma, lymphoma, Kaposi's sarcoma. Thank you.